talked about how is math, specifically numbers and operations. How you told us operations was addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We know that. We know all of our operations now. Yay, third grade. How is math related to tiling? We just talked about how tiling is using squares to fill in space. Pretend these are squares. They're not. They're rectangles. I got it.
They could be a square.
Those are not special squares. Those are rectangles.
I mean, special red squares.
But those are rectangles. Alright, so I got my pretend squares up there. And I filled a space. I did 5 tiles by 3 tiles. How can I figure out how many of those tiles are inside that shape? How could I do it? Lucy, how could I do it?
We can do a skip count.
Sure, I can do skip counting.
I figured out that there's 3, for the 3, there's 3 down, and then 5 across.
Yep.
So you can do 5, 10.
Okay, so Lucy wants to do 5, 10, 15. Any version of counting can work. Counting, skip counting. I can use to figure that out. Now, this is a relatively small shape, so counting or skip counting is pretty easy. But like, what if I had to count all the tiles behind me? That would take a long time. What does this tile space remind you of? I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor and decide, what does it remind you of? What? 0. What does this remind us of? A lot of you went there immediately, which is great, because that means you learned this the first time we did it, which was awesome. What does this space remind us of? Ella, what does this remind us of? It reminds me of an array. Do you see the array?
Yes.
Yes. If these were dots instead of squares, would it look more like an array?
Yes.
That is exactly what it is. This is just another version of an array. Tiled area is another version of an array. Tiled area, which is what we're looking at. Tiled area is another version of an array. What are some cool things that we can do with arrays, since this is another version of an array? Georgiana, what can I do now?
If it's another version of array, you can count on it.
I can count, so I can use addition.
And it looks like 5 times 3 on it, and so you have to do your times tables on it.
So I can also multiply. I can count, which is my addition, and I can multiply. Pretty cool. Eva, what's up?
What it reminds me.
Dimension. You need to write these words down because you're going to see them a lot. So there are a couple of different versions of dimensions. When we talk about 3D, 4D, 2D, the D stands for dimension, and that's actually related. So if I have a 2D shape, talk while I'm talking, it means I can measure 2 things. This rectangle up here is a 2D shape. It's flat. I can only measure 2 things. I can measure its length
And height.
and width.
Height.
We're not going to go into height. Height is how it comes off the page. Okay, and then we have 3D shapes, which are things that you can hold, like a notebook, because I can measure three things: length, width,
And that.
and height, sometimes referred to as depth. Okay? 4D goes into some really crazy stuff. I recommend that you go into that field if you are interested. You will make a whole lot of money. Okay, dimension. Dimension is not how. That was not the right choice of words. Pencils, everyone makes mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers.
Well, that's not a pencil and it has a eraser.
True. Okay. Ryan, sit down so you can get these notes down. We are going to talk only about 2D shapes in 3rd grade. That's why in geometry we only did 2D shapes. So we're only going to be using 2 dimensions. And those 2 dimensions are, like I mentioned, length and then width, which is on my side. So we have length and width. No. They can figure it out. They're smart friends. Okay, make sure you have these down. You are going to see the words length, width, dimension a lot. You need to know what it's talking about. Now, do you have a question? Miss Miller is making a new versatile table. She needs to know how much whiteboard tape to put on. The dimension of the table is 2 feet by 6 feet. How much whiteboard tape should she buy? You just found out that those tables are 2 feet by 6 feet. Those are my dimensions. So as me and my partner get ready, I'm going to say, okay, here's 2 feet, 2 boxes equaling 1 foot, or 1 box equaling 1 foot, by 6 feet. So I'm going to go down 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just going to continue my square. Rectangle. When you have made your shape, you need to label your dimensions. Here is 2 feet by 6 feet. What kind of equation can I use besides counting to figure out my total area? I think we've gotten away from repeated addition. I don't think we need to write a repeated addition equation. McKenna, you're already behind. Playing your desk is not helping you. Grace? Ooh, what kind of equation will it look like, though? Don't put a box on this. You can solve it. Okay? Questions about what you're going to be doing in partners?